Welcome to this Sunday's Gospel Reflection. On Saturdays, my mother would assign house cleaning jobs to all of us, her children. There were 10 of us. Often, two of us were assigned to do the same job. I remember having to wash the dining room floor together with my brother, and then another two would do the staircase, and so on. I came out with the bright idea of counting the number of floor tiles, dividing that number into two, thus designating an equal area to be washed by my brother and by me. But the collaboration stopped there. Whilst I was mopping up one part of the room, my brother was still splashing water on his part, spilling it to where I had already mopped mine. And the consequences were always tragic and disastrous. And my mum dumping the whole job on either one or the other of us to avoid worse consequences. How often we approach God's commandments in the same calculating way. We count not the tiles of the floor, but we count the efforts and we count the benefits. The Pharisees' question was insidious and crafty. Which is the greatest commandment of the 613 laws that were listed in the Torah? That is the law of the Jews. They wanted to trap Jesus in one of their pet doctrinal controversies, forcing him to take sides with this or that faction. You see, the same question reflects our own craftiness, even as children. It is like our most pressing question before a class test or exam at school. We would ask the teacher, which pages should we study for the exam? That would save us the trouble of having to study all the other pages, of course. So, knowing which is the greatest commandment is a very good way for us so that we can ignore all the others. It's called saving energy. We want to satisfy God's requirements, but with the least effort. Our smallness of heart finds it too big a challenge to accomplish God's will. So we try to cut it down to our own size. That's why we humans, we love calculations. We love counting. How many times should we forgive? Asked Peter. 7 times? Please give me a number of tiles that I have to wash so that I know when I am finished with cleaning up the dining room floor. I've done my part and finished. I'm free. It's what Moses asked God on Mount Tabor. Please write down exactly what you want of us. Like that, the people will be clear about what you want. And at the same time, they may take a break after fulfilling those instructions. And God complied. He wrote 10 commandments on a stone tablet. And there they were, set for posterity. We can stick to the letter of the law, and then we can afford to stop worrying about the spirit of the law. Because you never know what the Spirit may ask of you the next minute. But with the law, you know exactly what is being asked of you. Is the way of least resistance. That's why we humans love numbers. We love contracts. We love legal codes. We love what is set in stone. If we give God his due, then he will leave us in peace and won't come up with further demands than what's written in the original contract. That is the human way. Codify love, and you know where you stand. Stick to what is strictly required. Beyond that, you're free to do what you like. I've been to Mass on Sunday, so it's okay. I'm okay. If the homework is done, I'm free to go out and play. God's way is so different. Like Moses, he knows that all the written legal code of law means nothing if the spirit of love is not behind it. In fact, Moses had hardly proclaimed the written commandments when he discovered that the people had already forgotten God and started worshipping the golden calf, and he smashed the commandment tablets. This is what Jesus is doing with the Pharisees. He is smashing the carefully numbered commandments in their written form to proclaim the greatest of all commandments. Love God with all your heart, all your mind, all your soul. Give it all. Do it all. He wanted to challenge our attitude of obey the law and you're free to do what you want, into the more challenging attitude of love and then you're free to do what you want, as St. Augustine has put it. Love cannot be cut into bite-sized bits and pieces. Love is either total, whole, unconditional, or it does not exist at all. The way of love is going the whole way, all the time, with everybody. That's why love terrifies our pettiness, our smallness of heart. We are glad to give a piece, but not the whole. How can I survive if there is nothing left for myself? This is the fundamental fear. And this is where the second commandment comes in. Love your neighbor as yourself. This is not simply some gentle invitation to measure your love for others by the love you have for yourself. Much more than this, it is an invitation to stop seeing any distinction and separation between you and your neighbor. In God, we are all one. No man is an island, neither is any woman an island. We are all interconnected, united as the members of one body in Jesus. We are brothers, sisters, making one family in God. I cannot be fully me if you have not become fully yourself, because you are part of who I am. This is the way of love. The joy of the beloved is the joy of the lover. The pain of the lover is the pain of the beloved. We are many, but we are one at the same time. We don't have to be mystics to understand this. If I am polluting the atmosphere, we are all going to breathe the same poisoned air. If we pollute our relationships and our families, workplaces, society, we all perish. Love cannot be made up of bits and pieces. It cannot be measured and put into little or large boxes. There is only one love, and that love is God. There is only one God, and that God is love. There is only one humanity, and that humanity is you and me. Love does not know how to exclude, to calculate, to count. It goes the whole way because it belongs to all. Love does not know how to pick and choose whom to love, when to love, how to love. Because God is love, He is boundless, limitless in His ability to embrace each one in a special way. With God, there is place and space for everyone at the same time. No, the commandments are not 10, they are not 20, they are not 100, neither are they 613 as in the Torah. There is only one commandment, and that is the commandment of love, the spirit of love. This spirit is not just a beautiful inspiration, a cozy feeling. It is a concrete and real person who is right next to you, your neighbor. That is love. And just as well as the person furthest away from you, who is also your neighbor. So let us stop counting the floor tiles that we have been asked to clean up, and instead let us clean up our act and make our dining room clean, welcoming to all who may come in, now, tomorrow, and always. God bless you.